Hello people, welcome to my channel, welcome to another video. This is my Brighton and Hove Albion versus Chelsea preview for the game which will be kicking off later on today. Kickoff is at 1:30 PM UK time, but what I'm going to do to you guys in terms of this preview is that firstly I'm going to give you the team news concerning both sides, and starting off with the Brighton and Hove Albion team news as they will be playing Chelsea at the Amex Stadium. And then I'll be giving you my team based on the team news in which I'm just about to give you. And lastly, I'm going to give you my score prediction along with Paul Merson's score prediction and Google's probabilities. So without further ado, let's get straight into this preview. Alright, just to let you know, I'm not going to be able to pronounce some of the players' names, but I'll try anyway. So getting into the Brighton team news, they have two main stories concerning the first team, and the first one is that Glenn Murray and Alireza Jahanbakhsh are fit to play against Chelsea. I did try, but that's the first story. The second story is that Jose Izquierdo could return for today's match if he's deemed whilst Shane Duffy is suspended. So that could mean that that would mean that they'd have to make changes in their backline, which could favour Chelsea. Who knows? But that's it for the Brighton and Hove Albion team news. Like I said, I did try to pronounce the name correctly. Forgive me if I didn't. You all should know that I'm not great with name pronunciations. But yes, getting into the Chelsea team news, there's only one story, and that Alvaro Morata is a doubt after picking up a knee injury against MOLVD on Thursday. So yeah, that's it for the team news. And moving on to my lineup now, and starting off with the four line playmaker involved, simply because it is Mauricio Sarri's preferred form, and he said that that no other formation would work. So yeah, 4-3-3, deep line playmaker involved. But getting into the personnel, I've gone with Kepa in goal. I've gone with the usual Premier League back four, which is from right to left of Cesar Azpilicueta, Antonio Rudiger, David Luiz, and Marcos Alonso. I've gone with a midfield three of Jorginho in that deep line playmaker role, with Mateo Kovacic occupying the left central midfield role, and N'Golo Kante occupying the right central midfield role. And in the front three, I've gone with the same front three that played against Manchester City, and that is from right to left of Pedro Rodriguez, Eden Hazard up front, and Willian in the left wing spot. So to recap, if you didn't hear that properly, Kepa in goal, a back four of Cesar Azpilicueta, Antonio Rudiger, David Luiz, and Marcos Alonso, a midfield three of Jorginho in that deep line playmaker role, with Mateo Kovacic and N'Golo Kante just ahead of him, and in the front three, I've gone with Pedro, Eden Hazard, and Willian. So that's my lineup. Getting into the predictions now, and starting off with Paul Merson's prediction, he has gone with a 3-1 Chelsea win because he firmly believes that Chelsea will they simply have to back up last week's victory over Manchester City by beating Brighton. Otherwise, the victory against Manchester City will be a complete and utter waste of time. Now, I completely agree with that. If we do not beat Brighton, or if we even lose to Brighton, last week there was no point in us beating Manchester City. But yes, that's it for Paul Merson's score prediction. Getting to Google's probabilities now. They've gone with a 13% chance of Brighton winning, which I think is horribly low for them. They are a really good team. They've gone with a 22% chance of a draw and a 65% chance of a Blues victory. So Google clearly believes that Chelsea are the favourites for this game. But I think they gave Brighton too low of a chance there, but it is what it is. Getting into my score prediction now, I've gone with a 4-1 Chelsea win, simply because I think that this will be a tough game for Chelsea, as was the meeting back in January, Brighton, which was obviously a 4-0 Chelsea win. As the run which Brighton have picked up on an accurate representation of their performances. They have some very talented players, for example, Solid Glenn Murray, Jose Izquierdo, and Pascal Gross. And I've also gone on to say that Chelsea will want to go on another unbeaten run after being stifled by Tottenham Hotspur and Wolverhampton Wanderers, and collect as many points as they can in this part of the Premier League season. Speaking about Brighton, actually, I think that they have a really good team. They have a really good manager. It is going to be tough, but I just think that we'll come out on top, and I think that we will score some goals because I think that we'll eventually break Brighton down. It'll just be one of those. I think it'll just be one of those ones where we get some goals in the second half, or maybe one goal in the first half, and we go in at half time drawing, and then we score three more. That's how I think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to be an easy game at all. I think that Brighton will cause us trouble, particularly in the defensive third. I think they'll just camp and try to not let us through, and maybe try to hit us on the counter attack. But yeah, I've gone with a 4-1 Chelsea win. I do not think that we will. I think that we'll come out on top, but we'll just have to see. So that is the end of my video. I hope someone enjoyed it. I'll see you all very soon. Come on, you Blues, and peace.